It's actually a question I wanted to ask you because you were pretty early at Threads, right? You were their first recruiter there. Talk about what a founder should be doing that early on when they do hire a recruiting function because many.
I love my Threads founders. Hi, guys. Um, they are the epitome of what I would hope every founder is like when it comes to recruiting. I got so lucky that that was my first time ever being a founding recruiter, building out the function. They said, Cassie, you are the expert. We will listen to you. And it's okay if something doesn't work out. We will pivot really quickly, but we're going to rely on you and we'll listen to what you have to say. And I'm not saying that founders aren't allowed to have an opinion when it comes to hiring, but they were so bought in to what the recruiting process was. It made hiring so much easier. And that's the part where I don't think a lot of founders understand is they think they hire someone like me and then they're like, just run it and tell me the data that comes out of it. Like, how many did we hire? How many are like not making it through? And that's a problem. Like, you should be very invested in who you're bringing in. And I try to take off as many calls as I could as that initial call, which if I'm able to do that as a founding recruiter, great. But if we have a targeted list of shortlisted, very high profile, the people we absolutely want, my founders knew they are getting on the first call. We are a 15-person company, right? No one's leaving these, now it's research labs to come work at your small company if the founder is not the first person invested in having that conversation. And they're just thinking, oh, this other person, yeah, recruiter, go pitch my dream to this person and why they should come join my company. It's just not going to work.
Yeah, I've seen that mistake so many times, both being internal and at an agency. It's like they just kick it over to the recruiter. And many times that recruiter is somebody a bit on the junior side, and they don't have the weight that the founder has when they're trying to really make those key hires.
I feel bad saying this, and it does take repetition because I was also one of those recruiters early at Palantir, early at Uber. I was that yes recruiter, and I'm always happy to be vulnerable about that is you just want to do your best. And I come up from that upbringing as well as like, I just want to hit my numbers. I want to exceed my numbers. I want that validation I'm doing a good job through my quota. But then I started realizing over time, especially at Uber, if I just kept saying yes to everything that the hiring manager wanted, I was actually hurting the team. And it didn't become like that real, true light bulb moment of I need to stop teaching, like build the funnel until I got to Threads. And that was my last startup where I had this light bulb moment because there were 7 people on the engineering team. You cannot inundate your engineering team if you're hiring engineers. We were trying to double the team as well. You can't inundate your engineers with hundreds of calls per week. They will not build a product then, right? So then it was very, very clear to me, my job is to reduce the amount of time that they have to talk to candidates and that the time is so specific of who they're interviewing, why they're interviewing this person, are they prepared? So we did pre-briefs, we did debriefs, right? Everything mattered, and it mattered to the candidate too, that my interviewers were on, like they knew how to sell. The candidate journey was top notch. And so our close rate was over 90%. It was not AI time, right?
Yeah, that's incredible.
Really big, but we would have to front load a lot of work, whether it's on the founders for that first call, myself, or the engineering leader. And the engineering leader said, I also want to protect my team's time, so I will take on more of the calls, and we will make what we called a skinny funnel, where more of the bulk is on the top, and who we think is qualified and actually wants to be here with us come through and do a working on site with us, which was a 1 or 2 day project. And every interaction that the candidate had, we wanted to make sure it was authentic to us. Our values were showing through. And I don't think that founders are taking the time to do that right now. They still find it's a transactional thing on recruiting when it shouldn't be. Like, all your interviewers should be treating candidates as peers already. This is your next coworker. And if you're not treating them like your next coworker, what are you doing?